Hi guys, Coach Bone here, narcissist, self-aware, and diagnosed bipolar. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the disintegrating narcissist. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, it's just a term I coined. Okay, it's basically when a narcissist has received narcissistic injury, enough narcissistic injury that he's reacting to it in a frustrating manner. Okay, so typically, at least for me, okay, I don't know about other people. Typically, it's when you don't receive enough narcissistic supply to counteract all those injuries that you receive. Okay. Now, for when I mean about my narcissistic supply, narcissistic injury, and all this kind of thing, I usually think about my narcissism as a shield, as an armor, as a protective mechanism. Okay, if you're a gamer, you probably want to imagine that protective mechanism as having a certain amount of durability or health points or all those kind of things. So as I receive injury, it starts disintegrating. And as I receive more narcissistic supply, it becomes stronger. Okay? So in my state, in my situation as a narcissist, that protective mechanism, that narcissism, is the only way for me to get relief from the shame and guilt that I feel 24/7. Okay, 24/7. Okay, so there's already a baseline of pain. There's already a baseline of pain that I feel all the time. There's always a baseline of fear that's always there. So meaning here the narcissism, that protective mechanism, is always always has to be replenished. Okay. So if you watch some of the videos that I made these past few days, you can see that I've been angry. Okay, which is the first reaction I usually make when I detect that my defense mechanism is starting to crumble. And I can feel that shame and guilt bubbling to the surface. Right? So the first reaction usually for this kind of in this kind of situation is to be angry at the things that are causing me narcissistic injury. Okay? So I'll be aggressive. I'll try to find a way to stop the source of narcissistic injury. So there's two strategies I can use. One is I can either control it using various mechanisms that you guys are probably familiar with. Smear campaigns, lies, manipulation, and etc. Or failing that, I can just ignore, shut down the source of the pain, which you guys notice as doing things such as silent treatments and etc. Unfortunately, this kind of strategies don't really work well in the realm of Facebook or when you are far away from the other person. Hence, I receive more narcissistic injury as I. The funny thing is, I receive mostly from listening to certain YouTube videos, which I will not get into in this video. Now, because of that, I will search for narcissistic supply. And since at the moment I'm very selective at choosing the amount of fuel that I have, so I have a small matrix of places where I can get fuel. Hence, it falls on my wife to provide for me the majority of my fuel. And of course, when I'm in this situation, she bears the brunt of most of my frustration. Okay? So in this state of mind, I expect my wife to be almost perfect. Okay, she cannot do or say anything that contradicts, that causes me any narcissistic injury, because the level of my defense mechanism is disintegrating to such a low level that I do not need any more narcissistic injury. So typically in this situation is when my wife will be in a state of abuse, in in a state of abuse. Okay, so you will see all those erratic behaviors that narcissists are very known for. You know, you try to help, I will take it the wrong way. Okay, you try to say things in a sympathetic manner, I take it as you looking down on me, those kind of stuff. So, what are the strategies that a narcissist can do in this situation to avoid abusing the primary partner, in this case, my wife? Number one is you need to find more narcissistic supply. Okay, and where do you get it? Do not cheat, right? Firstly, don't cheat. Don't go to another woman or to another man to try to get narcissistic supply. Okay. Typically, some of you will try to hoover as well. So depending on your situation, you might be able to hoover. All right. But my suggestions would be is to go to a secondary safe space. Where in my case, it's my family. So my family at the moment is my secondary safe space, where I can receive narcissistic supply while avoiding, it is important, okay, for those narcissists, while avoiding receiving any more narcissistic injury. Meaning here, stop doing or stop watching, stop listening to things that are causing you to be even more in pain, right? So that's the first thing you gotta do. Go and get the supply in a proper manner, okay, and stop exposing yourself to situations where where it will injure you. So, for example, if the place that injures you is your place of work, this is the great time to take a time off. For example, okay, do whatever you have to do to protect yourself from the narcissistic injury. Now, the second thing you need to do is you gotta step away from your primary partner. Okay, or in this case, my wife. So I gotta step away from her. You gotta allow this person to breathe. Okay, unless you have a very strong level of trust between you and your primary partner, and your primary partner knows how to handle you, then the best thing to do is to disengage for a while and allow her some breathing room, and allow yourself the the breathing room as well, so you will not be tempted to abuse. Okay, so I know taking control of your primary partner, taking advantage of her, this and that, is an easy way to get narcissistic supply as well. Okay, I'm telling you that's not the way to do it. So take yourself away, give yourself some time between yourself and the primary partner. So at the moment, uh, I recognize that I'm disintegrating. So I take myself out of this equation. So I book a ticket back to Sandakan. That's my hometown, which is about 45 minutes flight away. Okay. So I managed to settle all my affairs properly as an adult, and decided to take a 1 week vacation from the whole things that's causing me stress and narcissistic injury. Okay. So hopefully this short video gives you some insight about why narcissists go go haywire suddenly. And for those narcissists who are watching, hopefully the strategies that I've outlined helps you in regulating your emotions, in regulating your guilt and shame. Okay. See you in the next video.